Hello, I Laxmi Gupta, lecturer, Rai School of Engineering, Rai University. Today we are going to discuss a topic which is waterfall model. What does it mean by waterfall model? It is the process model which is used to develop a software. Now, definition of the waterfall model. Waterfall model was the first process model to be introduced. It is also referred as a linear sequential life cycle model. That means it is the sequential process model in which we'll perform a task line by line in linear fashion. In the waterfall approach, the whole process of software development is divided into separate phases. In this waterfall model, the outcome of one phase acts as a input of the next phase sequentially. That means if first phase is completed and its output is being generated, then after that output is provided to the next phase as an input. This means that any phase in the development process begins only if previous phase is completed. It is waterfall model. The phase do not overlap. See, you can here see in the diagram. First phase is requirement analysis. Then after we are analyzing the requirement which is we have gathered in first phase. Then after analyzing all the requirements, we are going for the designing of the software. After designing is completed, then after we are moving to the implementation part of the software. Implementation, that means our coding part main. And after coding is completed successfully, we are going for the testing part, and testing, then after we are going to deliver the software to the customer or user, and then after maintenance phase takes place. Now, so here first process, as I described in a short manner, that is the detailed view. Requirement gathering and analysis. All possible requirements of a system to be developed are captured in this phase and documented in a requirement specification document, that is our software requirement document. Next one is system design. The requirement specification from the first phase are studied in this phase as the system design is prepared. The system design helps in specifying hardware and software requirement of a software and defining the overall system architecture, that what kind of architecture to be made for the software development. Now the third phase is implementation. With inputs from the system design, the system is first developed in a small program called units, which are integrated in the next phase. Each unit is developed and tested for the functionality which is referred as a unit testing. That means we are implementing small parts of a system, and then after we are performing testing on each units. Now the next phase is integration and testing. That means here we are generally going for the overall system testing. All the units developed in the implementation phase are integrated into a system after testing of each unit. Integration, the entire system is tested for any faults and failures. All the errors and flaws of the system are determined over here and that are fixed if required. The deployment of system, once the function and non-functional testing of it's done, the product is deployed on the customer environment or released into the market. That means if I have built a software, that software to be located on the server or deployed on the server for the all user requirement or usage. Now, maintenance, there are some issues which come up in the client environment. To fix those issues, patches and releases also to enhance the product. Some better versions are released. Maintenance is done to deliver these changes in the customer environment. As we know, in each and every application, we are going to see new versions of that. So that is the part of maintenance. So what are the application of this waterfall model? First thing is, requirement are very well documented, clear and fixed. That means it is suitable for the small product or small software. So we have to clarify all the requirements very well before the starting of the software development. Second one is product definition is stable. Third one, technology is understood and not dynamic. There are no any ambiguous requirement. Ample resources with required expertise are available to support the product. And product is short. That means for the small project size, we can use this waterfall model. What are the advantages of this waterfall model? Simple and easy to understand and implement, or we can say use. Easy to manage due to rigidity of the model. Each phase has a specific deliverable and a review process. That means first phase is completed completely, then after we can go for the another. In between, parallel processing is not allowed. That's why we are calling it rigid kind of model. Now, phases are processed and completed one at a time. Works well for smaller projects where requirements are very well understood or fully clear. Clearly defined stages, easy to arrange tasks, and process and results are well documented. What are the disadvantages of this process model? So, not working of software until it is late during the life cycle. That means if any phases is incomplete, we cannot give the software to normal uses. High amount of risk and uncertainty, not a good model for complex and object oriented project. That means we can only use for the procedural oriented project only this model. Poor model for long and ongoing projects. When parallel processing is required or parallel implementation is required, we can escape this model. It is difficult to measure progress within the stage because here the linear process are there. So first phase is completed, then after we can go for the next phase. So we can determine that which phase is running, but we cannot say that how many % of task is completed or incomplete. Cannot accommodate changing requirements. Adjusting scope during the life cycle can end a project. Thank you.